You're listening to the Here for the Clout podcast. Here are your hosts, Sherilyn Dale and Cece Suarez. Yeah, baby.
Hello, Clout Queens, Kings, and in-betweens. Welcome back to the Here for the Clout podcast. I am Chelsea, one of your hosts, and this juicy little meatball is your other host, Sherilyn Dale.
I do have meatballs. I used to be called Meatball.
Where?
Well, I just looked at these in the viewfinder and I was like, oh, they're kind of covered by the mic, so maybe that's for the best.
Perfect.
I feel like the juicy
Let 'em
meatballs
out.
are out today.
Yeah, let them out. I mean, mine are basically out.
And
Get 'em
looking
out.
fine as ever.
Oh, thank you, my dear.
You know who else is looking fine as ever? You guys. Thanks for coming back.
They are. And also, did you think that we forgot to do comment call-outs the last 4 episodes? We did.
I have mine today.
I need you to not judge us. Oh, you have one? I have 2.
Okay, well, I have one. Mine is from Stina Jones 9847. She says, starting off with food poisoning and Spice Girls. This is what keeps me coming back.
Yeah, I agree. Me too. So that was one of mine.
Oh, awesome.
And then, my other one, it was from Dottie Rhodes 46. Dottie has been a subscriber of mine since, dear God, she was like probably within the first 20 subscribers
I
of my
love
channel.
that.
Yeah. Fun fact, she had to get a new eyeball one time.
I feel like you told me this before.
Yeah, because whenever I see her in live stream chats or anything, I'm always like, hey, girl, how's your eyeball?
Yes.
Still doing good?
Yes, I do remember this.
But hers says, because, last episode was insane. And she said, just got done listening to this one. And I have to say, I'm not happy to be here today.
Girl,
Yeah.
neither were we.
It was tough.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Apologies.
Straight to prison. Oh, we have a passed out baby.
Oh my gosh.
Well. No crying and throwing up tonight for us, boys.
Well, and that
Only for me and Cher.
literally we need it though. I think we've briefly talked about plans in the next coming week and a half, something we've got going on, and it's just taken a lot out of us. It'll be worth it though. Very excited.
It will. It will be very worth it. And I cannot wait for y'all to see the trailer and all that is, just it in general. We've been working so hard. I don't get headaches. Tony does. I do. Well, he gets migraines, but I really don't. I think because I've been looking at my computer screen so much and because I've been talking to so many people, my head, my head's been hurting. And by 9 p.m., usually I'm not tired. I'm exhausted.
I know you have been going to bed really early.
I don't know what's going on.
Because we're on
I hate
very
it.
different time zones, but it doesn't always feel like that. Sometimes when you have a good friend who's in a rough time zone, even 2 hours can feel like really a lot, especially in the evening or first thing in the morning.
In the morning, that's especially if you sleep in longer than I do.
With me,
Plus
yes.
your kids are older than mine.
Sorry?
I said plus your kids are older than mine, so I'm waking up at
You
6
said
or 7.
Because you're older than me. I was
No, that would be
okay, that's
so
not an
rude.
age thing. I've always
Plus
slept in.
you're an old bitch. So no, I wasn't a morning person until I got pregnant, and now I cannot sleep in.
I am getting better. I will say that. I am usually up by 8, and that is Sherilyn, who are you?
Who are you? Who's this productive woman?
Yes, I know. I'm
Businesswoman.
always up before a reverie now. She loves sleeping in though. So does Oriana. So
Girl, I wish.
it's the bed cuddles. You're doing it right, babe. Don't you ever go back. I f***ed up on the last one. I had everybody in their damn beds, and then it was
Yeah.
the last one, and it kept being well, this is the last time. This is the last one.
No, yeah, girl, sometimes I try, if he wakes up at 5 a.m. or something, I try to I'm okay, I'll get you a bottle of, I'll get you some leche, and then, you can just come in bed and drink it with us and then go back to sleep. And I'll say, Bean, lay down. And he lays down and gets on his side and is the little spoon, and it's my favorite. Not even a minute later, pops up, Dada? Yes, Dada is there. Wiggum? Yes, Wiggum is there too.
Too many distractions. He's this is the best.
No one's moving. No one's talking to him. Then he keeps pointing at the lights on the ceiling because Tony's alarm clock thing next to the bed has a little projector thing where it projects the time on the ceiling. So you don't have to roll over and look. You can just look up.
Oh.
And I know, so fancy.
Yeah.
He's had that forever. But yeah, and he just, Dada. And then he just keep, A carny? It's a carny?
Like a carny?
No, I don't know. Well, that's car. It's Garney is car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I say that he speaks Beanlish.
I love it.
Yeah, my little bean.
You're doing it right though, babe. Stick with the pet. I mean,
yeah.
it's fine. We're all fine.
Can't. Yeah, I can't do it.
You know who's not fine?
I can't. Elizabeth chicken broth?
Yes, but that's not who we're talking about today.
Oh, who are we talking? That bitch.
We have 3.
Oh no, I'm not ready. We have 3.
You know what? This is our show. The sky's the limit, baby.
Oh, it is?
We have like possibility of 3. And like, you guys don't come in here thinking that this is like a full blown research production. Like, do we know them? Okay. Our girlies do it very well over here.
Well, so give me like a little synopsis or, ooh, I'm ready. Okay. Give me like a headline of each one and then we'll decide which one we want to go with first.
Okay. So one of them is the young American girl who went to Italy. She was there for less than a week and then had to flee from her host's home where she was going to be an au pair. The other one is 2, I think they both do like jacket blazer dresses, who used to be friends. And then one of them took the other one's ideas and like copied. Then we have a baby bikini order. It was a mix up. It came to the wrong person. And when this person opened up the box, like, 'cause she had ordered from this bikini company, but that was not her order. When she opened up the box and looked at it, these were like 6 to 9 month bikini for little girls that were like scrunch bum, like high, and then like little like triangles.
A child, an infant should not be wearing that.
So there's lots.
Disgusting. Oh my God, the choices are just endless. I want to hear about the Italy au pair running for her life.
Okay. Keep your expectations
It's like a choose your own adventure. I'm excited. Oh, wait. Hey, cheers to us for hitting 1 million views on the podcast. Well, on the YouTube channel.
Cheers.
Clink.
You guys, that's insane. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. We love you. And we're almost, she loves you so much, her boobies are jiggling. We're almost at 20,000 subscribers. We're about 1,500 away. So by the time we're in London, we might hit that. And when we're in London, it'll be about a year from when we actually started the podcast, because like we started it like way before we like actually released it. Mm-hmm. And the way I tracked it, I was like, okay, when did I buy my green screen?
That's when
so
I
looked that up and I was like, yeah, that's when I knew.
I knew when I sent the message. That's when it started.
That was 6 years ago.
It's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Au pair.
And an au pair is a live-in nanny.
Yes.
And sometimes there's like certain programs where you can hire like college kids or whatever, people from other countries, and they'll come and just live with you and you are their host family, but obviously they like work for you too. But I think with some programs, like obviously you should give them a day off anyways, but I believe there's like a lot of like regulations and stuff, and I've seen a lot on Reddit about it.
I'm sneaking out of my host family's house. Let's go. It's 5:43 a.m. Oh my gosh, I'm literally shaking. That was the scariest thing ever. I couldn't figure out how to get past the gate, but I got it. And carrying all these bags, it's kind of scary. I just hope the train comes soon. Okay, I made it to the airport. I had to take an Uber because the train wasn't coming for another 30 minutes. But I'm at my check-in gate. I don't know when I'll get checked in, but I made it. Thank gosh. Grazie. Cheers. Good. So I'm still sitting here at the airport. I haven't checked my bags because I couldn't check until 2.5 hours before my flight. And I came here like 5.5 hours before my flight. So yeah, I've just been chilling. Unfortunately, didn't get any souvenirs for anyone nor myself. So I'm just taking a little gander at the Italian food. I don't have any room to bring it home though, so I don't know if I'll get anything. I got past security, thank goodness. It's beautiful in this airport. I'm going to...
Is she gonna tell us what the happened? What's going on here?
No, we haven't even got to the part, she didn't do the part series till like after.
Find somewhere to sit and maybe have lunch in a little bit. I still don't know my gate, so I can't go anywhere. Update, I got lunch. And I'm doing well on time, so I'll see you.
I'm doing well on time. I would hope so. You were there 5.5 hours early.
This is excruciating. Like, Ella.
We can stop there because she doesn't say what happened then. She does say, I think in that video, that that's like the first pasta that she had, I think in Italy, maybe, because it was like such a quick turnaround.
Oh, pasta. I thought you said pastor.
I said pasta.
I was about to be like, was she a nun? I don't understand.
It's the accent.
Okay. So that's the trend, as you can see here, where it says, probably needed a hug, blah, 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 blah. Did something, got a tattoo instead, got whatever instead.
Or if you're Elizabeth,
and her
probably needed a hug, going to treatment center instead. And then she didn't get on the plane. She just said, anyways, we have still got, carry on.
She pisses me off.
Couldn't help but get that viral song in. And then later goes, I was at the airport, or with the video with me at the airport. I wasn't at the airport.
And then she's like, I've been in treatment. You moved to your grandma's house. That's literally where you are.
Yeah. We talked to
Like,
too many people, baby.
I know where you are.
Even your family.
That's where you are.
Anyways.
Also, Elizabeth, when was the last time you saw your daughter? Heard you've only seen her like 4 or 5 times this year.
Oh,
Such a good mom, right?
no. Oh,
Anyways, so.
Okay, so everybody was on there.
Yeah, so it says, had to sneak out of my host family's house to get one. So now people are saying story time.
Everyone's saying story time. So here we go.
Let's get it.
Here's the highly requested story time on how and why I had to sneak out of my au pair family's house in Italy. I just want to first say that I did not expect at all that video to do what it is doing right now. I'm like still in shock. I'm like really like don't know what is happening right now. This is gonna be multiple parts, so I'm sorry, but it has to be that way because I have a lot to say. And I want to make a disclaimer, I did pay for my entire flight there and back. They paid for nothing, and I can promise you this was not a vacation in my eyes. Like, I did not spend over $1,000 to fly there and back in less than a week. And I did my research, so all y'all can zip it. But we're going to start from the very beginning. If you don't know what an au pair is, it's basically someone that goes to live with a family in another country, and you either watch their kids, you do light housework, and in return you get food and board. So I met my host family on Au Pair World. This is something that I've seen a lot of people do. It's not an agency, so it's not like official. I didn't pay for anything. We didn't sign any contracts, anything like that. But that is where I met my host family. Also in these videos, we're referring to them as host mom, host dad, and host child. That's what we'll do, because we don't need to be getting in trouble. I'm just telling my story, my experience. Okay, let's keep it going. So the host mom reached out to me. She said she liked my profile. She wanted to get to know me more, wanted to chat with me. I read over her profile, and on there were the things I would be doing. This included waking her son up, getting him changed, giving him his milk, walking him to school at 8:30, picking him up from school at 6, so he was in school all day long, and then heating up his dinner, and then I clean up after dinner. I also had Friday afternoons and weekends off. So fast forward a little bit, we FaceTimed twice. We got along very well. She was very talkative, seemed very nice, and I was really excited. I had let her know I was interested in coming to live with them. They agreed. They said that we'd be a good fit. So I then booked my flight to Italy and left for Italy 2 weeks later. So it was quick. It was quick. They wanted an au pair.
How many people get trapped in human trafficking and like sex trafficking from this? What is like what? There's no contracts. There's, I assume, no background checks if there's no contracts.
Yeah.
What the f are y'all doing?
I know, like scary to begin with.
Some of y'all do not have the Liam Neeson monologue memorized
And you
from
need
the
to.
movie Taken, and it shows.
I will find you.
And I will kill you.
As soon as possible. So I gave my work like 3 weeks notice. Mind you, remember we have no contracts. I paid for my flight. So I was supposed to stay 85 days total. So about 3 months. Yeah, so to make this more organized and explain everything, I think I'm going to break it down pretty much day by day. And I was there for 4 total days. I'm posting part 2 right away, so go check that out and you can see my first day in Italy.
Okay.
Someone did say, and I
Now
do
we're-
agree in the comments, babe, this could have just been 5 to 10 minutes in one vid or whatever, because it does get, like, it didn't need to be broken up day by day, but that's okay. We'll carry on for the future.
Cannot wait to get annoyed with how long-winded this is going to be.
I wanted to say that for you.
Part 2 of how and why I had to sneak out of my au pair family's house in Italy. Go check out part 1 because that explains a little bit more of the backstory. So I arrived in Italy Wednesday, April 2nd at 12 p.m. My host mom met me at the airport, picked me up, and we went back to their house. At this point, everything was good. I was still so excited to be there. We got home, I unpacked everything, and then we sat down to eat lunch. So this is the first red flag. At lunch, she starts ranting to me about her job. Apparently, she had been moved to a different position that was like lower. I honestly don't know. It was hard for me to understand a lot of the times. I just know that she was not happy. She got moved to a different position. But that was the first red flag. She already started putting her problems, just ranting to me, and I had just got there. So after lunch, I settle in a little more, and then my host mom tells me to go with the host dad to the store so that I can get some food for breakfast and lunches for me. This is the second problem. This was a huge problem because the host dad spoke no English at all. He spoke as much English as I speak Italian, which is none. I can say ciao. This was one of the main problems because they needed an au pair because the host dad is gone Monday through Thursday. He travels for his job, so he's gone Monday through Thursday. I was expecting the host mom to be teaching me these things, but instead I go to the store with the host dad. It's quite awkward because it's just silent. He can't speak to me, I can't communicate to him. When we're in the store, it's hard to communicate. We're just using Google Translate for everything. But we go to the store, we get the things we needed, and we get back home. When we got home, the host mom wasn't there. I guess she had left to go to work. So it was me and the host dad again. And one of my jobs is picking up the host child from school. Instead of showing me how to use public transport or the way to walk to get to his school, he took the car, which, okay, it's the first day. I'm okay with that. I didn't think anything of it, honestly. But as the story goes on, you'll see the problem. When we got home, I played with the host child. We were playing blocks. The host dad tried to show me how to heat up his dinner, which it was very difficult because, again, there's a language barrier and the stoves, the oven, everything is different in a different country. After the host child eats, I'm still playing with him. Host mom said she gets off of work 7:30, 8 at the latest, and we'd eat when she gets home, and she'd be cooking dinner for us every night. But about 9 o'clock, the host mom gets home from work. She doesn't seem happy about work and about her situation there. But I still didn't pick up these cues until a few days later. We eat dinner that, mind you, the host dad cooked for us, not the host mom. And then the host mom shows me what I need to be doing after dinner, put away the dishes, clean the pots and pans, wipe down the counters. None of this was an issue because I knew this was what I would be doing. After I did everything, I thought I was good to go to bed. It was pretty late at this point, but I said I was going to bed and she told me I needed to come bathe the host child. Which, one thing about me, I'm not good with confrontation and I am not good at sticking up for myself. So that was one of the issues as well, and that's on me. So I did it. I gave the host boy a bath. She showed me how to do it, although I know how to bathe the child. She was just very particular about everything. Everything had to be done her way or just you might as well just not even do it. So that was my first day. I finally went to bed. Part 3 should be up now, so go check that out.
Yeah, why is this so long? Girl, just tell me what happened. Also,
I didn't watch to the very end because I was like, hey, we got to watch this together because based on the comments and what I was already watching, I was like, you made it seem like you were in dire help and everyone's worried about you. Thank God you got out. Kind of like a Liam Neeson thing, right? Based on that, sneaking out.
I don't want to be what did you expect from, it's not going to be organized. There are no contracts. They literally, you messaged each other and they were okay, come live with us for 3 months.
And even on the first day, for everything to be chaotic, babe, the first few weeks at a job is going to be really chaotic. It's take a minute to
especially getting used to a new household.
I can't even imagine in a different country.
Yeah. And you don't speak any.
Yeah. There's red flags before we got on the plane.
And I don't want to be maybe it's because she's young, but come on.
She was really young, so we will say that. But yeah,
not be me,
you're
man.
saying, there's a learning curve with everything. But let's keep going because I want to be fair here. I didn't watch until the last part.
Watch, she gets kidnapped and we're just on her.
No.
Okay, part 3.
Part 3 of my highly requested story time on how and why I had to sneak out of my au pair family's house in Italy. Thursday, April 3rd, my first...
The top comment on this one says, so the red flag was you? And someone said, I'm so glad these comments aren't going her way. She's 100% wrong with her entitlement. I see inconveniences and awkwardness, but I don't see red flags. And then she said, just wait.
Oh, okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so we'll wait.
Full day in Italy. I woke up, got ready, went to the kitchen so that I could learn my morning tasks, what I'm supposed to be doing. I got up around 8 and the host dad and the host child come out into the kitchen. The host dad gives him his milk. Again, This is the problem. The host mom is the only one that speaks English here. The host dad speaks as much English as I speak Italian, which is none. The host child doesn't speak English either. The host dad is trying to show me how to do these things, but there's this big language barrier here. So this is why I just didn't understand why she couldn't have been helping me. The host dad got him his milk, didn't show me how to heat it up, didn't show me how much I'm giving him, nothing like that. And the host mom was still sleeping. The host mom ended up getting up at around 8:20. By the time we were ready to leave to take him to school, it was late and we had to take the car again, which I still needed to learn how to use the public transport or to walk the directions to get there. So we drive, take him to school. It's awkward, it's hard to communicate, but I do it. And then when I returned home, I decided to take a little nap. I was still jet lagged a little bit. So I took about a 2-hour nap and I wake up to the host mom texting me, "Hi Ella, where are you?" So I get out of bed, I go into the kitchen and she's there. Also, I didn't understand this because I thought she was supposed to be at work. Like the things she says just aren't adding up. So she tells me that I should go walk around. So I'm like, okay, let me just get out. So I make myself some lunch and then I head out. This was my first full day in Milan. I did a vlog on it, so you can go look at that. You can see that I'm very happy. I was so happy when I was out of the house. I loved exploring the city I was in and I loved meeting new people, but when I was in the house I felt like trapped. I felt uncomfortable. It was just not what I was expecting at all.
They're strangers.
So when I got home again, we drove to pick up the boy and I was with the host dad again because the host mom had gone to work later. Don't know why. We got home. The host dad tried again to show me how to make his dinner. And then after he eats, we go into the living room, hang out. And the host dad goes to pick up the host mom from work. This is like 8:30 at this point. They get back at like after 9:30. He doesn't have a far commute to work, so I was very confused about that part. Like, where did they go? Why did they leave me alone with him so long? When like I'm just learning and I barely learned anything because of this language barrier. I had to give him a bath again that night, which is fine. I would have done it and been happy doing it if it was what she had said.
I have questions here, okay? Because I think her and my oldest are similar in age. And I think maybe just because Hale's like has been an older sister for so long, like she's just on it. But I feel also like with watching a child, like, I want to be really sensitive. I don't want to like blame her for anything. When you're doing the au pair thing, I know that she mentioned in the first video that the plan was for her to do like cleaning and then like pick up the kid and stuff like that. But my understanding of also like an au pair, like usually when you have children is also, it's almost like a nanny, right? Like you're there free room and board, like you...
Well, no, that is what
she
an
didn't
au pair
explain
is.
that though. Like when she said, if you don't know what an au pair is, it's like you're like taking care of the household. So she didn't.
Well, she did say kids. She did say kids.
Oh, did she?
Yeah.
Okay, good, because I missed that.
Yeah.
Because I was like,
but
oh,
it's like,
crap.
Has she ever babysat before?
And that's
has
the
she
thing.
ever
Like,
been a
babe,
nanny
if
before?
you haven't babysat before, that would be like the first thing that you need to learn. Like whatever age or whatever language we're speaking. That's all universal. You're just keeping the human alive, happy, healthy. Like, that's just the goal. Whether you're in America or you're in Italy.
And y'all's is a little bit different, but like, well, like, were you friends with Whitney before she was your nanny?
No, she was an acquaintance. So, like, I had met her a couple times at, like, somebody's birthday and stuff like that I used to know. She's good friends with that person. So I had like met her in passing there. And then it just so turned out that like a girlfriend that I got very, very close with like over like the past 4 years was one of her childhood best friends. So when she found out that Whitney was coming to work with us, she was like, you could have not found somebody better. This is like the best person for your kids. So we knew of, and then the recommendations were like very high. Also, bless her soul, the person that Whitney was coming in to like replace, kind of like this, like just kind of younger and didn't really
aloof.
Very aloof. It had nothing to do with like the kids. She was great with the kids, but it was more so, do you need me today? Like I could be doing other things, like, or I'm tired or whatever. And I was like, babe, just because I work from home doesn't mean I'm not working. She's so sweet, but like the age showed.
Yeah, that's why I love that ours has grown kids, and I love Xochitl so much. And even girl, the first day, you do like a little trial. And she came over and hung out with us for like, I would say like 45 minutes. And because that was the only time I had, because I was real stressed trying to get a nanny so I could start this goddamn podcast with you. And he tried to leave with her. She played with him for like a while, and then he tried to leave with her.
It's like, see him up.
And
this is my
now
new
he, like,
family.
talks to, yeah, he's like, no, this is my Xochi. And he loves her so much. He put her shoes on for her yesterday and today.
I'm so obsessed.
He put her Crocs on. It was so cute because he's like, he said it in Spanish, and then he was saying he wanted to go outside, and so she was taking him outside. It was so cute. But yeah, it's like, and yeah, I mean, they'll do like other stuff, like she'll fold the laundry for us or like do the dishes, and she always tidies up his toys in his room and the living room. But like, yeah, that's what a nanny does. I mean, if she lived with us, she'd do the same thing. Yeah, the first day, usually it's just like a day or like 30 minutes the first time. Here's where this is where this is. And like, you ask questions as you go. And I understand if there's a language barrier, because guess what? We have that.
Yeah.
And now it's better.
I would say that I've got her back specifically with, she's confused as to why like the host dad who speaks no English and the mom does and knows this is the one doing everything. Because yes, that is awkward and uncomfortable. Like why?
Yeah.
Even if it was like kind of like hindering her work a little bit, well then maybe we should have planned for her to come a couple days earlier so that you could have adjusted your schedule to be there for that. Because that's not on her. Like she's in a whole new country, new house. She doesn't know the routine. Yeah. And now she's just like thrust it in.
Yeah, the mom should have taken off a full day of work.
Yeah.
And I know, I mean, she said that her work situation had just changed. So maybe that's kind of what she was like really frustrated about. But yeah, she should have taken off a full day of work.
Ooh, good call, babe. That could have been it. Like where like things changed or whatever. And then it's like, I don't have the time that I was supposed to. This wasn't expected.
Yeah.
Great thought.
Yeah. But that's what she should have done. And then been able to show her how to use everything, write down instructions on, girl, I write down
I was literally going to say that
the
instructions should have already been in English, like in a little book ready to go. The one that you did for GoGo,
the bean book,
that is like what I used to do just like for like babysitters. Like, so it was like on the fridge, all of the numbers, like anything they needed, their routine, if they're fussy, like this usually helps, like anything that I wouldn't have thought in that moment. Go to the fridge, see if it's not there, then give us a call.
And then in the back, it says, God forbid if anything happens to us, Carly gets them.
We did that with the first trip too. We were like, we have to think about these things. My mom's crying. She's like, oh no. I'm like, but who would? Like, we need to figure out who would take the children.
Girl, Linda's response to that was like, she looks at it and she goes, oh, okay. I don't know what that means, Mom. Thanks. Anyways, all right. Well, I mean, we have like a second left, so let's see what else she's got to say.
That I would be doing, but instead she said I would be cleaning up after dinner while she gives him a bath because she wants to spend time with him because she's at work all day. That was day 2, but my first full day. Day 3 and 4 are really when I just couldn't take it anymore. So come back for day 3.
I couldn't take it anymore. Take what?
I don't know.
Girl, have you ever worked a job? Like, the first week, you're in the stage where it's like, where are the bathrooms?
Yeah. What's my login code again?
Yeah.
That's fine.
How do I transfer this call?
Yeah. You just hang up on everybody.
Yeah, really. It's excruciating.
Part 4 of how and why I had to sneak out of my host family's house in Italy. Friday, April 4th. So this morning went exactly the same as the previous morning, except this morning I stood up for myself a little bit. I asked if we could please take...
Okay. The comments are agreeing with us. Someone said, anyone else come here thinking that this girl was in danger and ran for her life? I feel like instead of just sneaking out, you could have just told them it wasn't a fit. Honey, I mean this in the sweetest way. I don't think you were ready for this job. The mom getting upset was valid. It's your job and it's why you're there.
Oh, we don't know why she got upset yet. Interesting.
Yeah.
Public transport so I could learn how to do it, because Monday I would have been doing it by myself. So again, the host dad and I take the host child to school, but we use public transport. So he's trying to show me how to use public transport. We're just kind of looking at his phone because, again, the language barrier. If you go back in my other videos, you know that the number one problem is that the host mom isn't helping me at all. And she's the only one that speaks English. So we get back home. I had the day to myself. This was the day that I met up with the other girls, and it was super fun. I vlogged that day as well. At around 2 o'clock, I text the host mom asking what time I should be home so that we can go pick up the host child. And she she replies to me saying that the host dad's gonna pick him up and I didn't need to come home because, again, normally I would have my Friday afternoons off. I hang out with my friends a little longer and then I walk home. When I get home, I decided to call my parents. No one was home at that point. I called my dad and mom for the first time since I had been in Italy. I was very emotional. I got off the phone. I texted the host mom asking what time she'd be home, just because we'd been having dinner so late and I wasn't expecting that at all. Just not as late as we were. We were having dinner like 9:30, 10:30 every night, when she said we'd be having dinner 7:38. I texted her about 6 p.m. asking when she'd be home. She said about 10 minutes. So I get in the shower, I shower. At this point, the host dad and the host child were home. So I grab my Kindle and I go out to the couch and I hang out with the host child. He's playing, I'm reading. The host dad makes the host child dinner, gives him a bath, and then he's like still playing. At this point, it's like 9 p.m. The host mom is still not home. This is the first instance when my red flag alert immediately started going off. So she comes home a little bit after 9 p.m. I was still reading on the couch, hanging out with the host child. She comes into the living room and proceeds to raise her voice at me. She was not happy that I was sitting there reading. She asked me why the host dad was doing everything, why I wasn't helping him cook dinner, why I didn't bathe him, why I wasn't playing with him, why I wasn't cleaning up his toys, all of these things. And I was just honestly confused. I apologized because that's just what I do. I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. This is maybe a miscommunication. I thought that I had off. You had told me I didn't have to go pick him up from school. I'm sorry. And she kind of just said, you need to be paying attention, and then just walked away. Anywho, that night we eat dinner. I cleaned up, and then we had a tablecloth on the table that we didn't have previously. So I asked her. She was sitting on the couch. Table's here. Couch, table. I asked her what I can do with the tablecloth, and she tells me to ask the host dad. I just couldn't understand why she couldn't have just told me what to do with the tablecloth and why I had to go ask the host dad when the host dad doesn't speak English. Oh my gosh. That was so frustrating for me. Saturday was the day that I just realized I needed to leave. I was not comfortable at all. There's a lot to say about Saturday, so come back for part 5.
Oh my God.
It should be up.
I get the discomfort in that one.
Yeah, I understand that you're uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It seems like it was uncomfortable for everybody.
Yeah. Let's find out what the end is before we weigh in.
Saturday, April 5th, this day was the day that broke me. I just want to remind everyone that Friday afternoon, Saturday, and Sunday were my days off. I chose to spend it with them that day. We were going to Portofino. They were going to show me around Portofino. So I woke up at 8:15, got ready for the day, and was out and ready to leave by 9. The night before, the host mom had told me we were leaving no later than 9 as it is a 2-hour drive to Portofino and we want to get there early. So she walks out of her room at a little past 9 in her pajamas. She had just gotten out of bed. And honestly, this really really me because I was tired too. She had me up late the last night. She slept in and I was ready at 9. Okay. I didn't say anything. Of course I didn't. She got ready. I dressed the host child and we left. Got focaccia for lunch, which was really good. This was at about 12. Afterwards, we went to a beach and we sat there for about 3 to 4 hours. So after the beach, we got up, we walked around. This was about 5 p.m. And then host mom decided she wanted to stop at another pretty town. We went there, we walked around a lot. I will say, I was being left with the host child a lot. He's a slow walker, so they were walking away in front of me. And I wasn't gonna just leave the child, so I was walking with him, either holding his hand, or at times I'd pick him up and we'd run.
That's your job.
Well, I think she meant if she's on, because this is supposed to be her day off, she should have no interaction with the child. It's what I think in her mind she's thinking. But they're there too. So here's the thing. It's right now, we don't know the end of this yet, but already it sounds like she's not comfortable with taking on the responsibilities of just a babysitter, looking forward to those days off and stuff like that. That's fine. But what would possess you to go to another country and take on that role? I'm a freaking almost 40-year-old mother of 3, and that gives me anxiety of going to stay with somebody.
Yeah. Let's go over the comments real quick. Take a little break because this is infuriating. Someone said, please don't work as an au pair ever again. You didn't feel safe, really? This is not for you. Doesn't matter how annoying the mom was. It was very unprofessional to leave without any explanation. Someone said, I suggest before you try this again, research what an au pair actually does and learn the language if the home's main language is not English. As a previous au pair, I think you might have been a little sensitive. Maybe speak with her before sneaking out. Another one said, I can see that it was awkward and uncomfortable. I can understand wanting to leave. I don't understand sneaking out at night and not saying anything. I'm glad to see I'm not crazy based on these comments, but you were severely unprepared for this experience. Clearly, you didn't ask enough questions. You weren't prepared for the communication issues. Everyone is gaslighting you. Yelling at your brand new au pair on day 5 is nuts. Yeah, I agree with that. Horror story, not even close. You didn't have to sneak out. You chose to. As an au pair, a host mom yelling at you is not okay. However, you should have never taken the role without a written contract stipulating schedules and duties. She raised her voice at you twice. She's Italian, sweetie. That's how they talk. Why do I feel like your parents never held you accountable? This isn't a story of red flags. This is a story of inconveniences and lack of maturity. Next time, learn the language and the culture. Get a contract and be professional if you leave.
Let's finish.
Yeah.
To catch up with them. They were just kind of like ignoring me and just leaving me with him. Again, it was my day off, but I chose to be there with them. So the next part is where everything just changed for me and I realized I just needed to get out of there. We leave at around 8 p.m. The host dad pulls the car around. I get in the car. The host mom puts the host child in the seat and we get honked at because we're just sitting in the middle of the road. Duh. I would honk too. And immediately the host mom snaps at me. She gets into the car, raises her voice at me again, saying that I wasn't paying attention. I haven't been helping at all today and I'm not like learning. So I was paying attention. You were not paying attention. Just snaps at me and I just wasn't understanding. But I was just like, okay. I just kept saying okay. There was no point in arguing with her. So at this point I decided I wanted to leave. I changed my flight to the next day. I do want to say I didn't tell them that I wanted to leave for multiple reasons. One, I felt uncomfortable. I didn't necessarily feel safe. Two, the host dad's job, I'm not gonna say a lot of details. It was something in a field that like made me uncomfortable and kind of made me a little bit scared. And I didn't know how she would react. I decided that I just needed to get out of the house. I felt super trapped. On the car ride back home, we get stuck in massive standstill traffic. I was exhausted, so I fall asleep in the car. And then the host mom wakes me up and she turns around, she raises her voice again and starts telling me that I need to be reading to the host child. I need to be teaching him English, interacting with him, and again, paying attention. At this point, again, I was just so tired. I had a massive headache. I just wanted to get out of there. By the time I got home, it was around 11:20. That night is the night that I packed everything back up. And then in the morning, as y'all saw, I left. That is why I left. I did feel very uncomfortable there. I felt trapped. I had a really bad gut feeling. I just needed to get out. And that's my reasoning to why I had to leave. I want to thank everyone that has been supportive of me.
Okay. Yeah. Don't think she should have taken that job. Should have been a contract in place. That mom sounds like a bitch.
Yeah.
Sounds like she also shouldn't have hired somebody. And like she's under a crazy amount of stress. And yeah, sounds like, they were taking advantage of her on, a day that was supposed to be her day off.
Yeah, exactly. I will always say, like, trust your gut. Like, so if she's saying it was just like my gut and then there was like things screaming at me, absolutely. Yeah. Go with it. Don't ever like 100%. Ignore that, because then you never want to know like what if. So in terms of like validating, I can understand also why like when you bring this to the internet, why she might not be okay with like the reception that she's getting. And it is because of, the way that it was presented from the get-go of like sneaking out in the middle of the night. She's like breathless, like, I made it. I'm so glad. Okay, now I'm past security. Like when I first saw it, I was like, oh my God, like you're worried about like just getting to like security and like didn't want to wait for the bus any longer, like took the Uber. What the was going on? Everyone was like thinking like, is this like the housemaid, right? Frida McFadden. What the hell? I love Frida. So like one of those situations where like what were they trying to do? Like did they lock you up?
Oh yeah, like you got like locked in a room. Closet.
So there's a lot of factors here. I think you nailed it. Like the mom's bitch, maybe a lot of stress, whatever. Definitely should have been more prepared just for somebody coming to begin with.
Yeah, but also like don't go to another country without knowing any of the language at all. Like, I mean, I think you need to know some girl
just
before
the basics.
I went to France when I was 19, when I went to France, I knew how to, hello, goodbye, where's the bathroom? Thank you, please. Like, I would like to order this and things like that, right? And so I think even that right there is helpful.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So that's the gal who escaped. I'm not gonna lie, I do think that she thought this was gonna go like a lot more favorably for her, which is why I think she deleted that first one, because it did think that like it lined it up to act like she was really desperate and in a really,
like
really
she was
bad...
getting sex trafficked.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. What are your final thoughts?
I think that she's very immature and that she needs to not be an au pair, but then also that I don't think she knew what an au pair was.
Yeah, I don't think so either. And it's okay to be immature. Like you're brand new pretty much here on this earth. But yeah, this is definitely not a job for somebody who is not, like, again, like I said, at my age, I would have not gone.
Like get a nannying job first. It's just weird that she was like, I was so uncomfortable with how much they were leaving him alone with me. And I'm like, you're the nanny.
Yeah. And if he's at school, like for most of the day too, like even on that first day where she was saying the mom was like telling her, like, go explore, like, do what you want. She had like the day to hang out with her girlfriends. Like she was vlogging in that week that she was there. She got quite a bit of content, and you could tell even prior to, she was very excited for it to like experience so much stuff. So I think maybe in her mind, she thought this was going to be like an Emily in Paris type situation. You know, she's going to go there and like find this whole new life and all these experiences, which I think if she would have maybe stayed, like could have found a hostel or something like that and like gone back boots on the ground and looked for another opportunity, maybe at a bakery. It was just weird to be like, I'm at the airport, I'm going back home and I haven't even been here.
Yeah.
But I also think that shows like the maturity. I do think that she's like just needed to be back for her comfort. And maybe this is a really good learning experience for her to just know that she's definitely not ready for that type of thing.
Also, maybe it's just that I'm horrible at saving money, but like she said, the moment from like them agreeing, hey, we want you to come live with us, to then her going was like 2 weeks. It's like, who can just book a flight like that?
Yeah.
Overseas.
Yeah.
What the?
You obviously were doing okay at home.
Clearly she is.
Oh, man. Anyways,
Wild.
that's it.
So that's not it, because she said, let's clear some things up.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen that.
I kind of just want to clear a few things up, because I have a lot of people coming at me right now. So first, I just wanted to say, when I posted that video, I had a little over 1,000 followers. I did not expect anything to come from it, maybe get 500 views, 1,000 views, and it's now almost 17 million views. And when I posted that video, like, it has no context. There's nothing, like, I don't say why I'm sneaking out. I don't say what's happening. Like, I'm literally sneaking out and then in the airport.
Girl, we know we were there.
We were there, and also it was the impression.
That's what no context means. You don't, come on.
For the whole video. So there's like nothing, I don't know why it took off like it has, but so many people have just made up their...
Girl, because you were fleeing the country.
People were worried that you were fleeing them. I'm sneaking out. Oh my God, I was so scared because I didn't know how to open the gate. Like you're acting like you're in fear. You were so scared of them coming to the airport and that you were finally relieved that you got through. Now I'm pissed now, actually. I was like...
Way to go. Way to go, Ella. Of course her name's Ella Catherine.
Own story in their heads, and then when they asked for a story time and I told my story time, it didn't match up with their story in their head, and so they were mad about it. So I'm sorry that you guys made up a story in your head and it didn't match up with what actually happened, but I wasn't gonna lie and say something that didn't happen. I told you what happened. I told you I was uncomfortable.
Girl, why is your suitcase still in the back of your car? Do you live there? Are you still on, Ella? Are you still on the run? I don't think that mom's gonna come back and yell at you. I think you're okay.
She's me. That baby would be there for like the next month.
Oh my God. Stop.
Brent immediately unpacks. Like the second we get home, he can't even like say hi to anybody. He's like upstairs, unpacks his things. Me, my suitcase is just still in the garage. From Mexico, it's still there.
From Cabo?
No, I'm kidding. But it took me like a week. It took me a week to unpack.
See, that's the thing, is that if I don't unpack right when we get home or like the next day, I will not unpack for a long ass time.
Maybe I do need to be better. Just
get it over with.
Just do it.
Girl, come on. You know, realistically, all I did was just put everything in the dirty clothes.
Well, and that's like me too. Like when I did it, it's like easier to do and it feels nice to like do it. I'm just like, I couldn't be bothered.
Well,
now I will be. Oh,
no, you
can I have
won't.
to share an Airbnb with you
change.
in London? You're going to be on me about unloading my stuff. I'm going to have you and Brent being like, did you unpack yet?
We're on different floors. Don't worry.
All right.
and didn't feel safe, so that's why I left. So I just wanted to clear that up. I also just want to say that I have had a job ever since I've been old enough to have a job. And then before that, I was a babysitter. I've never not had a job until now. So I think I'm just taking a little bit of a break. But I do like a job for like the routine aspect. So we'll see what happens. We'll see if I end up getting a little part-time job because I do love a good routine. Also,
Bless your soul. My age is showing. Like, my love. I, for a long time, was like, she must have not ever had babysitting experience or what. Like,
Hold on.
Now I have nothing.
I might just get a part-time job because I love a routine. You know what that tells me? That she doesn't need to get a part-time job for the money. What is going on?
Well,
Does she live in her car?
maybe she lives at home still.
Is she 12?
I think she's like 19. She's young.
I
was like,
I wasn't allowed to
I
move out of the
literally like
house
got
until
a
I was
specific
engaged.
house. The house that we have was literally catered for Haley because I was like, I don't ever want you to leave. So here you have your own space. She has a job though.
I can't with
She works
her.
her little patootie off.
I know she does.
Yeah.
I need to come there and have her do my nails.
Yeah.
say that I did send the host mom a text as soon as I got to the airport and as soon as I felt safe. I sent her a text. I explained that I didn't appreciate the way she was talking to me. I didn't feel comfortable in the house. Thank you to everyone that's been so nice and supportive of me. That really means a lot. Yeah.
Okay, so I was wondering that as well. I'm glad she clarified that. Like, I thought the family might have just like woke up and been like, hello?
Well, she got kidnapped.
Where are you? I wonder what the mom said.
That's it?
That's it, man.
Yeah. So the comments say, okay, but horror story, home safe, girl. Girl, I would have left the first time she yelled at me. There's no reason for that.
Mm-hmm.
You're a young girl in a foreign country. Any red flags, bad gut feelings are completely valid.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever been outside of the US before this? She'd never been away from home for more than 2 weeks and was surprised by a crosswalk. What?
Oh, no.
Do not listen to people gaslighting you. Trusted your gut and you did nothing wrong. You did the right thing. You followed your gut. I don't know why you're getting all the hate. People aren't mad. They're calling you out for your reasons for leaving. As a mom of daughters your age, you did the right thing. I'm just dying to know what industry the dad worked in that you felt was a bit concerning or scared you. Yeah.
I do want to know as well.
You don't owe anyone an apology. Maybe you just jumped into it too fast and didn't have experience. If you're interested in travel in the US with work, there's a website called Cool Works with cool jobs for people your age with housing for the fellow youths.
See, that would be good. That would be great. I think all in all, this was a learning experience. I don't obviously think that the story time went the way that she was expecting it to go. I do think that she should give herself more credit in the fact that she is more assertive than she thinks she is. Like, for her to be like, you know, come back on the internet and be like, you know, you made up a story that you thought in your mind and, you know, stood on business and wasn't like waffling.
Yeah, I mean, that is true.
Yeah, like, that is your truth. You weren't going to lie. I'm glad you didn't. And that being said,
Getting mad about things that never happened.
I am very worried of you ever doing this again. Please be safe.
Yeah, please don't.
I do want to hear from the host mom.
I'm still getting so many questions on whether I reached out to the family, whether they reached out back to me. So I wanted to answer some more questions. Yes, as soon as I got to the airport and I felt safe, I sent them a long text. I explained myself. I explained I didn't like the way she was talking to me. I explained I didn't feel comfortable or safe. And I wished them well and told them that I was on my way home. After a few hours, she sent me a long message back. I'm not going to share any of that with you guys because it's honestly none of your business. But yes, so I did send a message. I'm also getting a lot of people telling me that I'm privileged. And yes, if privilege means having a roof over my head, I'm privileged to stay with my parents, to have my stomach full at each meal, then yes, I'm privileged. But my parents don't buy me anything. I pay for my own flights, my own clothing, my own yummy special drinks that I go get at Starbucks or Dunkin'. They don't give me things like that, and I'm grateful for that because I've learned to work and earn it for myself. So yeah. honestly, people are just gonna say what they want, so it's fine. But I just wanted to let y'all know. And for those who have followed me from this whole situation, or just, I don't know why, you guys followed me, but I'm so happy that you guys did, and I want to make good content for you guys. So let me know what y'all want to see. I am going to Disney at the end of this month, and then we have a cruise coming up, which is going to be super, super fun. We have a few fun things coming up, but until then, let me know what kind of videos you guys want to see. I'm going to the DMV now. Wish me luck.
Okay, so someone keeps commenting on the video, and when people are saying like, I need to know what the host's dad's job was, and then this same person keeps commenting and saying, check out, and then they tag this account. It says Annette Finance, but then it says that the account was banned.
Oh, is it
So
spam?
I don't know.
Have we heard from the freaking host mom and we just weren't there for the update yet?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think that was a scam.
As your
I'm
computer
scared.
just like completely gets taken over.
Yeah, my phone just flies out of my hand. Yeah, so that's it, really.
That's it,
With
man.
her. I have one for you.
Oh, I'm excited. Okay, let's go.
Y'all like bodybuilders?
Do we have contacts?
I like skinny, scrawny guys.
How about multimillionaires? How about 8 inches and thick? How about talented? How about loving and respectful? I lost my wife 10 weeks ago, 21 years faithful. My daughter committed suicide 3 weeks ago. 13, she was faster than me at 12, and I run a 6-minute mile. My testimony, I'm nothing but pure, and I ask you if you want to be in the YouTube channel. And you like scrawny guys.
I know he trauma dump on us like that. Damn.
It's one of my favorite videos on the internet.
What is that?
Yeah.
Do you like bodybuilders? Is the tagline on there.
And it's like, sir, that's not what you are. And also, why are your swim shorts rolled up like that? It looks like you're wearing a diaper.
I know. I saw it at the end. I was like, what's going on?
And sir, you don't run a 6-minute mile. You're out of breath by just talking. And let's actually get to the important part. Hey, like bodybuilders? How about successful? How about 8 inches and thick? Oh, how about respectful? You're talking to a girl who's probably 20, and you're talking to her, telling her your dick size. That's not respectful.
That is foul.
And then trauma dumping and say that your wife just died, and then saying that your daughter died 3 weeks ago. Why are you out on the beach hitting on college
That was
girls?
my biggest
Why are you on Daytona Beach, sir? Why are you there?
The Kevin Hart, like.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite clips on the internet. It is crazy. I love it. I love it so much. And I just love the girl at the end is just like, hey, trauma dump on us, damn. She is such a queen. I love her. So, since we just yelled at an influencer, which she's not an influencer, but it's fine. Do you want to get yelled at by an influencer?
Yeah.
But also get kind of boned up about it?
Sure.
Perfect. So this is Alicia Revel, and she is a little fashion girly. I think she's one of us. She's quite feral.
Okay.
I think she's funny. Keep in mind, I've seen 2 minutes of a 75-year-long TikTok that she posted. God, these drinks make me want to dance. Like Kevin Bacon.
Aw.
Why'd you say, oh, he's not dead?
No, I know, but I was thinking because he has a new show that came out, and then on the thumbnail of it, it looked like Paul Walker.
He
and I
does.
was like,
Tony was
Paul
watching it.
Walker's in something, and then I remember that he died. R.I.P.
And then that Andrew Garber is alive. No, Victor Garber. Not Andrew. Who's Andrew? Victor, we love you.
You were close, though. It was Thomas He played Thomas Andrews. Fun fact, I went to Thomas Andrews' office. This is me in the Thomas Andrews office.
Where's his office?
It is at, if you were ever in Belfast, there is a Titanic hotel. It's called the Titanic Hotel. And so it is where...
They really got creative with that branding, huh?
It's on the ship. It faces like the shipyard where the Titanic was built. So you can walk on where the Titanic was. They have this big memorial. But the hotel is actually where like it was built. So like it's like the drawing room. Like you'd see iconic photos of the windows, the white windows in the drawing room. That's now the bar. And when you compare the photos of them literally drawing out blueprints and then you take a picture, it's still like the same windows, and that's their bar. But they still have his office, and then next to it is his uncle who like owned the company, Lord Perry, and his office is like right next to it, still there. They still have the little mail room where the receptionist would have got the call that like the ship went down. So they refinished everything, but that's still there. It's an experience. If you're ever in Belfast, holy mother of F, go there. Oh, and fun fact as well, if you go, so there's tiling on the bar. That was leftover tiling from like the pool of the Titanic. So that's like actually what was left over and still around when they refurbished, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is Spook City.
Yeah, very fun.
I don't like it. Crazy.
Okay, let's get yelled at.
Okay, I'm excited. Are you excited? All right, let's go.
You know what? While I'm here, I have a message for Coach. Because you are getting on my last effing nerve. You are the brand that I'm going to tell my manager about. She's like, who do you want to work with? And I'm going to be like, I want to work with Coach. And here's the thing. At this point, because if you would have asked me before the month of March, I believe, might have been February, I would have said because it's a dream brand. I love Coach. But now, if you ask me now, it's vindictiveness. I want to work with you because I'll be damned. Congratulations on lighting a fire under my ass. I am outraged that you guys came to Austin, Texas, have a cutie little coffee shop pop-up, okay, and did not gift me a Coach bag to go see you. You wanna know why? I'm gonna tell you why. You see this bag right here? This is my bitch. I use her every single day. I take her to events. You see her in every story post and every reel and every little mini vlog I do. You've seen her all over my YouTube for months. You can go to my LTK right now and you will see this hoe posted at least once a week with the charms. Okay? So tell me why. You're gonna send a girl who is not a fashion girl, okay, one of your Coach bags. By the way, the Coach bag that I want. But I digress. It's a $500 bag. And you know what she does when she looks at it? When she gets it in the mail as a gifting from you, she looks at this and says, because she's not a fashion girly, she goes, I don't want this. You know what I do? When I look at every single bag in your store, I look at each and one of them and I say to myself, oh my God, how can I style this? That's your first mistake. Then let me tell you what else she does. She goes to the opening of the cafe where I am. By the way, I'm not there at the time, but this is what I hear. Okay? This is what I've heard from around the way. She goes in with the Coach bag gifting that you gifted her, a $500 bag, and she walks up to the sales lady of a Coach store and asks, can I return this? Honey, it was gifting. So let me refer, if anyone from Coach sees this, you gifted a bag to a girl who walked into your store and said, can I return this? That's your second mistake. And you know, maybe I'm not big enough. Maybe I don't have enough followers. Maybe 500,000 followers is not enough for you. That's fine. I'm not even gonna tell you how many followers she's got. I'm not. Her content is not fashion. I'm funny, yeah. I'm cute, I do some makeup, but I am fashion. And you're just gonna be like, eh. Is it because she's 10 years younger than me? What's the tea? I literally would love to know. What is the goddamn tea? Because if you hired somebody to do their research and they looked at me and said, nah, or they didn't see me at all, when I have lived in Austin, Texas for almost 10 years, my face is red. My neck is veining right now. I'm about to pop a blood vessel, Coach. So yeah, when my manager calls me and she says, Alicia, what brands do you want to, what are your dream brands for the summer? What do you want to work with? Because I am a vindictive little bitch, it's gonna be Coach. And guess what? We're gonna put a price tag on that motherfucker. You gonna send me 10 of those bags that I want. And an apology.
What the? And an apology. Where did this stem from? Who is she talking about?
I'm sure the comments will tell us.
We need to know.
Well, first of all, someone commented and said, this crash out made me a fan. And then someone else said, mind you, this is my first impression.
Dead.
Oh, okay, here we go. So someone said, I want to know who she's talking about. Oh my God. Alicia said 50,000 likes and I'll drop the at. Someone said, say less, just reposted it. Yeah, she's hilarious.
Say less, just
She said, oh, it's getting there. And they said, oh, drop it. Please screen record it in case she deletes it. Coach, you owe her an apology. Okay, Miss Thang, you hit 50,000 likes. Let's hear it. And everyone's just like, girl, and who? We're at 64,000. Just going on and on and on.
Where is it?
That
Who
is
it?
so...
Was it nobody?
Oh, and someone said, me searching Coach unboxing to find it. Someone else said, the crash out is so valid, though. The way I gasped when you said that she tried to return the free gift. And she said, no, I thought about this for months. So I guess it didn't happen like right at that time. And she just finally got pissed about it, I guess.
Oh, man. I'm like going through her reposts.
Oh my God. So many people are like,
Who is it? Like, we literally have no idea.
Something tells me someone's about to get a sick Coach bag in partnership. She said, I reached out all month to work with them when the shop opened and still got no reply. And then this happened with the gifting and I spiraled.
Oh, yeah, that would be... Okay, so she was like reaching out.
Normalize tagging because I want the tea. I can't with people.
Oh, it says tagging Pauline Paris for you. What's that? Oh, that's a bag place. Never mind. Here I am. I'm so poor. I don't even know what the that is.
Cue Jesse saying, you poor bitch.
We get it's not like a cross, but is that a cross? It's like
no, that's a Van Cleef necklace, you poor bitch.
I'm like, oh, it's Pauline.
Well, listen, if you guys know who it is, let us know. Alicia, let us know, girl.
We need to know.
Alicia, we're following
and also
you now.
we're fans.
Alicia, you've got 500. Well, I mean, TikTok's different, but girl, Alicia, you got over 500,000 followers. Come on. Maybe it's that you're not hooked up with the right management. Have you heard of Table Rock?
Literally me on the daily.
She said, waiting for my Coach bag. Mind you, this is my first impression of you. I can not. She is so funny. And then the next one.
That's only the part 2. I haven't even told y'all the part 1, and I don't even know if y'all want to hear it, because when I tell you it gets worse. I wasn't even invited.
Oh. Yikes.
Wednesday, January 22nd, I find out that Coach is coming to Austin. So one of my friends is like, Coach is coming to Austin. They're having a little pop-up. Did you get invited? And I'm like, let me ask my team. So I send this to my team because I haven't heard anything. So I'm assuming that I didn't get invited, but I'm like, maybe they just missed the email. So this is what I say. I hear nothing back, mind you. So the next day, when I tell you I'm on top of this, I am not playing about this invite. Do y'all mind finding out if Coach is having an event for the coffee shop at 8? I would love to go all out.
No, hold on. That's a problem. Your management doesn't answer you after 3 messages. Like,
yeah, that's insane.
Kelsey would never.
Never.
The content will be contenting. Okay? The response I get, hey, they're having a walkthrough that we put you up for, but the email must have gotten buried in their inbox. Wow. Okay, that hurts. That's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. So following up with them again right now, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. My feelings are not going to be hurt yet. I say, tell them I'm a certified because you know what? Now I have some standards. Though. Then I found out from another birdie around the way, when I tell you I'm asking everyone about this event, because I'm like, at the very least, make me a +1. At the very least. Do you understand how disgusting and embarrassing this is to reflect on? Because it's like, the decorum was not here for me. Is it different from the grand opening? And what's the date on that? Because apparently they were having 2 different separate events and none of which I got an invite for. Wow! How thoughtful! It's January 31st. Wow. Do you know what else happens at the end of January? Do you know what else? I'll let you take one little cheeky little guess. The day of my birth. Yes, I'm an Aquarius. This is extra
I love her. So I'm in love with her.
Just in time for my birthday. Coach!
And also delusional.
It's the way you rubbed it in so before the girl even got to the store to return her gifting. I cannot. Then finally, Saturday. Hey, I stopped by the Coach store, just FYI. On Saturday, I went into the store myself because I said, you know what? It's been days, and I haven't heard. And apparently you guys are having 2 events, and you can't find room for 1? That's wild. So I went and talked to the store manager. You not. And I said, hey, my name's Alicia. I know this is like none of your like you're not in charge of this event. I know it's out of your hands, but you do work here. Here's my number. Here's my email. I watched her follow me, all the things. And I said, Could you sneak me in the back door at the very least? No decorum at all. I'm disgusted. She goes, that's great. Teamwork. I just checked and the team has extended an invitation for the grand opening, but not for the walkthrough since it's at capacity. Okay. That's fine. Still waiting to hear back on that, but I gave him a nudge. So then when I go, the girlies are like, Alicia, you won't believe what happened. Because all my friends know that I am dying to get into this. Everybody knows. When I walk in, they're like, Alicia, guess what? And I'm like, what? They're like, you won't believe who just came in because she got a gifting. And she might have gotten paid. I genuinely think she got paid, but I don't know for sure, so I'm not going to say that. She tried to return her bag, the one that you want. And I was like, tell her to give it to me. I was like, where's she at? Like, you can't even imagine. You literally cannot even imagine the crash out when I found out.
Oh my God, wait, was it Ken?
There would be no way. Her following is massive. Because she's saying, like,
She's in that area.
Yeah, but she's saying that she was implying that her following wasn't that big.
No, she was saying hers wasn't that big.
No, if you go back and look, she's just like, and like, don't get me started on her following numbers. Like that.
Oh. Huh. Okay.
Because no, that would be like, obviously that's not comparable. You'd be like, of course Ken, like, would go and get that or whatever. Love her. This is how you be an entitled influencer. She knows she's delusional. She can put herself out there. She's asked all the questions. She's put herself out there. I'm talking about the one that you did, the one and then somebody else like came in and did the same video as you and used the same title and didn't give any credits or anything like that. That's the influencer I'm talking about. This is the difference because that was delusional. This also is delusional, but it's the comedy and the delivery and not really like it's not as entitled. It's like I went crawling to the store.
No, this is, I love it. I love it.
I love it.
A lot.
Yeah.
I'm in love with her.
This is
and
it.
That's all
Stay delusional, baby. You make those moves
Yeah.
happen. You don't just sit there and wait and be like, why didn't you invite me to the Chiefs game? There you go.
I cannot with that dumb bitch. I cannot stand her. Oh my God. Yeah, no, I definitely would not have made a video about Alicia. I love Alicia.
This is great. This is it.
I commented and said, I'm in love with you. And we just covered you and then I tagged the podcast.
Perfect.
Well, we have to go. So we love you. We appreciate you. Go over to Patreon because we have great episodes over there. And stay feral.
Damn the man.
And save the empire.
Damn the man! Save the empire!
Bye.
Goodbye.